And Aquarius rising, welcome to the channel. I am Venus Green and thank you for being here for your June horoscope. A big thank you to those of you returning. May was a bit of a bumpy ride for me, probably for some of you as well, but it was personal, it was also professional. So we are moving forward with grace and a renewed focus here. No looking backward, it's onward and upward, but I did just want to mention that quickly. My deepest apologies. This month, though, I'm splitting the horoscopes into two separate parts. So this video is going to cover the first half of June, and it will include the full moon in Sagittarius that happens on June 11th. Your chart ruler is Uranus, and he is wrapping up here, this very slow trek of the last few degrees of Taurus, activating your fourth house of home, family, roots, and private life. He's been hanging out in this area for quite some time. This is that long-term transit that's really been steadily challenging what stability means for you, and it's been urging you to define home on your terms. On June 15th, Uranus is going to square Mars from Leo, your seventh house of committed partnerships. This could be a trigger point in a key relationship, especially if the dynamics have felt a little bit unpredictable or maybe reactive lately or as of late. An old family issue could be resurfacing through someone else's behavior that you're witnessing. Try to stay centered and flexible. You're really being shown what it is that no longer fits for you. Mercury is going to start the month in Gemini, and it's highlighting your fifth house of self-expression, creativity, and children if you have them. You might feel more playful around this time. Probably are going to be chatty, even a little bit flirtatious. This is a great time to pitch creative ideas, to work on some writing, to engage in some kind of joyful expression. On June 8th, Mercury is going to move into Cancer, your sixth house. So it's going to shift your focus to daily work, health, and responsibilities. The vibe becomes more sensitive and intuitive here, but it's also potentially moody and scattered. On the 9th of June, Mercury is going to square Saturn in Aries and then squaring up with Neptune there on the 10th the next day. So this could bring some tension around clarity and authority within your workplace. I would recommend using discernment with communication, especially if you are feeling uncertain or maybe like you are emotionally drained around this time. You don't want to be reacting in a way that later you wish you hadn't. Venus spends the first week of June in Aries. That's your third house. So it's bringing that sweetness to your communication, your short distance travel, and your sibling communication, your sibling connections. It's a really good time for some heartfelt conversations in those areas. Maybe even some lighthearted outings within your neighborhood as well. Then on June 6th, Venus is going to move into Taurus, your fourth house, where it feels right at home. So you might feel this pull toward wanting to beautify your space. Maybe you are delving into cooking some really comfort meals. Maybe you're reconnecting with some of your family. This is excellent time for finding ease within your domestic world. However, Venus is going to square up with Pluto on the 9th, so you might feel some inner pressure or maybe some insecurity that rises up around that date, especially around how much of yourself you're willing to share or maybe compromise at home or within the home. I recommend that you choose peace over control here. Mars is continuing through Leo, and that's your seventh house. So stirring up here relationship dynamics, especially when it comes to assertiveness or power struggles. Whether you are navigating some kind of intimacy issue or maybe the details of a business contract, Mars here is really asking you to be direct and intentional. By June 15th, Mars is going to square off with Uranus, and there's the potential for some unexpected shakeups, and it's pretty high. This could manifest as some type of argument at home, possibly. Maybe there is a need for some reason to defend your boundaries within a relationship around this time. Whatever it is, don't try to rush to a conclusion. Give yourself a beat before you attempt to respond. The full moon in Sagittarius on the 11th is going to land in your 11th house. So it's long-term dreams, it's about community, and it's about your connection to larger movements. This is a powerful moment for you to reflect on groups, the groups that you belong to, and the vision that you're working toward within those groups. There may be a realization here that you have outgrown some certain associations, or maybe you have a need to update your aspirations in some way. You could really be receiving clarity about which collaborations are truly aligned with you and which ones are draining your momentum, if you will. This full moon is creating this Grand Mutable Cross. So it involves moon in Sagittarius, the sun in Gemini, north node in Pisces, and the south in Virgo. There's this push-pull between your values, your shared resources, creative joy, and where you are being called to serve a bigger picture in some way. This energy is dynamic, but it can also feel a little bit scattered. It's clarity that's going to come through prioritizing what excites and what nourishes your vision. Important soul check around this time. The moon is going to be with you to... Some of you are going to be evaluating who you spend your time with and why. Why do you spend your time with those folks or that group? Others of you are going to be investing in friendships that inspire your growth in some way. And some of you are going to be making room for some new dreams that reflect your current values. As these opportunities come up for you around this moon, prompt your soul by asking directly, either in meditation or journal, which communities really align with my future, not necessarily my past, right? I want to live here and be looking toward where I'm going. What are the beliefs or goals that really need some updating so that they match who I've become? And absolutely, where have I been giving too much away, right? Is there a place in my life or a space where I need to reclaim my power in some way? In the second half of June, we are going to dive into the new moon in Cancer, which is activating your 6th house of wellness and work. Jupiter is going to be joining the sun, bringing some optimism, but Saturn and Neptune are still challenging you to kind of stay grounded in reality here. So if you feel so compelled, we would love to hear what's happening in your life, what's manifesting around the time of the full moon, and how you are working through that. Aquarius rising, this moon, the universe is really asking you to trade old expectations for new alignments. Let that full moon guide you back